Hey, everybody.
Hello.
He's going to say hi to them. You see me all the time.
Yeah, well, I have to say hello to you because I see you all the time.
That's true. That's very nice.
Hello,
Such
everyone.
a good husband.
Yeah, I'm the best.
It's been a while since we've done a video together.
It has been a minute.
And I'm going to start with a quote, not from you or me, but from Eckhart Tolle, who I've gotten back into because he was actually the first personal development author that I read. Power of Now was my gateway drug to personal development.
Is Dr. Andrew Weil, would you consider him personal development or more health and physical health and wellness?
Well, I think they're going hand in hand in so many ways.
Yeah, he was one of the first, I suppose, American or personal development authors that I read.
So we're not actually here to talk about what got us into personal development. We're actually here to talk about how you can do your part to shift consciousness of the planet and how you can navigate very, very challenging times. So here's the quote. We're going to tie this all together. The pollution of the planet, and not just the pollution of the earth, we can say the pollution with corruption, power, greed, control, all of that, is only an outward reflection of an inner psychic pollution. Millions, shall we say billions, of unconscious individuals not taking responsibility for their inner space.
Fuck, I got told, dropping truth bombs.
We need some graphics of things
Okay.
dropping. But that goes against like not wanting to pollute the planet. So no explosions. No explosions. But this is huge. We could say like the chaos and everything we're seeing in the outer world is a reflection of the hurt and the trauma of millions of people's inner world. And we can keep blaming outside of us. We can keep looking for other people to rescue us, or we can take responsibility for our own healing. And from our perspective, one of the best ways we do that is we actually do our inner child healing, because so much of how we act as an adult, what motivates us, what pisses us off, what really gets us, what triggers us, what scares us, what controls us, is coming from the subconscious mind, which is directly connected to the inner child. So how we begin to take personal responsibility is we go, wow, I've got a wounded little one inside of me, and I need to go handle that. Otherwise, I'm going to keep playing those issues out in my adult life.
You know, remember that pollution is unprocessed, unconscious pain and fear and wounds that you've experienced as a young person during your formative years, during our developmental years. And what often happens is that unprocessed pain turns into an outward projection of something that almost feels uncontrollable, whether it's anger, whether it's projection onto someone else, blaming and shaming other people, blaming and shaming yourself, and getting caught in these cycles and patterns that just keep repeating themselves, particularly in relationship as well.
Exactly. So why are we talking about all this? Well, because one, we see so many people triggered right now in so many different ways. Sometimes I look at the world and I feel like I'm watching a movie. It's like, when is this over? Like, it's like a sequel and another sequel and another episode. And I'm just like, oh my gosh. And I think a lot of us feel helpless. It's like, what do we do? And this may sound selfish and self-absorbed, but just hear me out. The first thing we do is we deal with our own inner conflicts. Because if we go try to help others or be an activist or go and try to do these things without dealing with our unresolved wounding, we're coming from a charged place, and we're not going to be our most authentic, innovative, compassionate, intuitive, tapped in self. So how we make the biggest difference in the world and start to bring down this pollution is we clear up this inner pollution inside of us. It doesn't mean we have to be totally healed to make a difference. It doesn't mean any of that. It just means we take responsibility and we're aware, so we're not coming from a charged place. I mean, it's just like in our relationship. If I want to communicate something to Steph and I'm coming from a charged place, how do you think that's going to go?
I'm going to be defensive and I'm going to be protective. And in that protection, my unresolved wounds will be activated and I will come from that place. I will protect myself and my ego and my needs and my fragility from that place. Christine will then do the same, and now we're in this tit for tat.
We're in againstness.
Yeah, definitely. And there's separation there, right? And if you look at what's happening in the world, there's a lot of separation and division happening in the world. And let me give you a little bit about what is happening in your physiology with what Christine is speaking.
He loves talking about physiology.
I think
big scientific work.
No, not at all. But what's happening in your physical body? What's happening in your body? I like big words. So you want to be that activist. You want to be that person that helps create healing and helps create great innovation in the world, whether it's a social system or whether it's a technology that can help people, move out of poverty, or even if you just want to
help people that are suffering, that feel disempowered,
Yeah.
disenfranchised.
Yeah, and even if you just want to be a better human in your relationships, in your friendships, in your intimate relationships,
or you want to have less anxiety,
sexual relationships. Yeah, you want to feel better in your body and feel clearer in your mind. Here's the thing that really matters when it comes to this deeper work. When we are going to something and we are so excited about it and we carry a charge, like we're angry about what's happening, so we think we have to insert ourselves and make a change or make a difference or contribute to something, that anger or that anxiousness or that frustration or that bitterness that we have or that projection or the blame or whatever it may be, it makes us tunnel vision, right? And in that, we are activating our sympathetic nervous system response. That means we're in fight or flight. Now, that at some level, depending on where you are on the spectrum of that, depending on how intense it is, it shuts you down. It shuts down your creative faculties. It shuts down your ability to reason. It shuts down your ability to innovate and think your way through really creatively out of a problem. So what happens is, guess what? You're in a defensive posture and it's all about fight. It's all about us, whoever is in your us, versus them.
I'm right. They're wrong.
You're wrong. Apply that to an interpersonal relationship, an intimate, romantic, sexual partnership. Apply that to friendships. Apply that to big visions and purposes and missions that you have in the world.
Apply that to your inner critic and yourself.
It doesn't change, right? Your nervous system is in an activated place. Now, there's a place and a role for that in our world, but we are in it too much, particularly with what's happening now. And so one of the ways that you can ease into greater grace and move into more expansive clarity and creativity is to do that inner child work, to work on those core wounds that have formed a big part of your personality, how you give and receive love, how you see the world, and how you move through the world.
Yeah. And this is something we're so passionate about. Inner child work is work we've both done. It's one of the tenets to our relationship and how our relationship is healthy and thriving because we know how to work our inner child wounds. Something we work with in all our clients, all our workshops. And about a year and a half ago, we started teaching the inner child workshop. And it just took off and people had the most amazing results. And things like anxiety, sabotaging themselves, unclarity in relationships, addictions, not being able to make money, like so many things resolved because they made that connection with the inner child. They brought they didn't take responsibility for, what wasn't conscious, into their conscious awareness and took responsibility for it with love and compassion. And we're teaching our fourth one, I believe, October 8th through 10th. It is the last one we are doing live for quite a while, at least a year. We weren't even going to do it, but we really just felt the urgency of wanting to do it with so many people being activated right now and so many people being triggered and looking for a way to navigate it all, looking for a way through. And again, the best way to clear out pollution is to clean up your own space first. I promise you, you will be so much more centered in your own life. And maybe what's happening in the world isn't impacting you that much. But I promise you, there's things in your life that are triggering you. Like if you're human, there's things in your life that you're dealing with. And healing and nurturing and connecting with the inner child, it is the thing that we've seen time and time again be a game changer for people. It's often the missing piece in personal development. We talk about our childhood, we know about our childhood, we don't have a relationship with the inner child, and we never really learn how to inner parent ourselves. So we're constantly looking for things outside of ourselves to give us a sense of safety and security, and that is an endless pursuit.
And that desperate, needy energy projected into relationship can be a real turn-off in relationship.
Yeah.
And that can cause a great deal of disconnection and pain, and just repetitive pain. Relationship after relationship that is failing and failing. So in this workshop, we really teach you how to have a relationship with that part of you that you've been neglecting or that you've been unaware of for so long. We give it form and structure, we make it accessible. And not only do we make it accessible, we make it tangible. So now you can actually do something with this that will have a positive net effect in your life.
Yeah. And we will help you make what's unconscious or really subconscious conscious, and we will help you take responsibility without blaming yourself or blaming your parents or anyone else, because there's a way to take responsibility with tons of self-compassion and self-love without self-blame. But taking responsibility is one of the most powerful things you can do in your life, and it's the thing that changes your life so much. So if you want to join us, we're teaching it live October 8th through 10th, but it is recorded. If you can't make all of it or some of it, totally fine to watch the recording. It's a Friday afternoon, evening, Saturday, Sunday. It's christinehassler.com/innerchild. And we also want you to know that we never want money to be the reason that blocks you from your own healing. If you're feeling a huge call to do this work, to be with us, to clean out that pollution, to do your part, to take responsibility, and you want to be in a really loving, safe container to do it.
With an amazing community.
Yeah, an amazing community shows up. But money, it's a very reasonably priced workshop for everything that you get. And we understand it can be a big stretch for a lot of you. So if that's the case for you, you can go to christinehassler.com/scholarship and fill out the form there, and there are ways that we can help make it doable for you.
Share this video. Share yourself with us. Come to this workshop. We look forward to seeing you. We're excited to have you. Blessings wherever you are in the world. Anything else, darling?
Yeah, just christinehassler.com/innerchild. That's the URL.
Thank you so much.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.